All right, I'm on live. I'm on live, ladies. It's an excellent day for a live stream, but this is a brief one because I'm going to be on in my Patreon today, and you can see the title. The title says "When Males Have Common Sense," and if I finish that statement right now, I would say it's a damn shame when niggas have more common sense. So I had to title it whatever I think would work with YouTube. This one video, I don't know how the fuck I found it. It found me. I didn't find it. So this one Negro. Hello, ladies in the chat, by the way. This is a Negro. He's just a regular Negro. He's not really I don't really think he's into like hate speech and all that stuff against women. But this is a lot. This is him talking about being careful of who you let in your house. As you can see, that's the name of his video from my frozen screen, and it came up at a time when I was checking in with the topic of women living alone. And so, they say that our brain waves give off signals to the internet, and the internet's picking up information from our energies and all of that. And I believe some of that is true. Of course, the algorithms, the search. So just because you see something, I believe that to a certain extent, but I also believe that just because you see something, it's not always algorithm related. I think it's sometimes meant to be, like from another source, that you see certain videos when you're thinking about things. So this video is he's talking. I'm gonna play a little bit of it and let you see, because I always want Black women to take the conversation to another level. Of course, I have hundreds of topics. I'd like to move on with the idea of women understanding why living alone is important. And so I'm going to be talking about that in the private live today. And it's going to really fit with the affirmations that you may have told yourself, but you didn't have anybody to affirm or speak in truth with. So you sometimes end up conforming. And I'm gonna go deep into that one today. This is my shit, like neighborhoods, homes, like that's my stuff, like all of this stuff. I love stuff about this. So anyway, let's watch this a little bit of this dude and see what he's talking about.
One for a lot of mature people who actually, unfortunately, dealt with this type of nonsense behavior before. So therefore, I'm gonna title this one here: "Careful who you allow in your house." So think about what I'm saying. Even when we was kids, remember there was times when our parents left us alone. Where our parents, before leaving the house, they would say threatening things to us, such like this here. They go, "Don't you let nobody in this damn house when I'm gone. You hear what I'm telling you? You better not let nobody in this house." And as kids, we'd be like, "Yo, man, why you talking to us like that?" Let me tell you why. Because our parents, they had enough life learned lessons and maturity to understand that sometimes people have really ugly intentions.
But babe, I have a question. How you came up with this topic all of a sudden? And then on top of that, are you actually speaking literally or figuratively when you say coming in your house?
See, I'm glad you asked that. Know why? Because
Okay.
when you say, am I saying literally or figuratively, I'm meaning both. I'm meaning
do this until February 1st. On January
of allowing someone into, yes, your structure where you live, your house, your apartment, your condo. Be careful, because people will come into your house and try to assess what you got, checking out how you living, how you get this, what you got that literally your house. I also mean figuratively, meaning your presence, your circle, your mind, trying to see how you think, your business. See, they want to be in your business, and when they get in your business, that's when they're there to do nothing but be a Judas. Matter of fact, that could be the word of the day, Judas. We know how the word Judas refers to.
So that gives you a start of what it's always the devil himself teaching back to black women what black women need to do. Now, his video is not directed to black women. He's just made a video about it. So I don't really have to bash this dude. Like, I think it's good common sense. But when you have a nation of women who don't get it, then you have to go back to the things that you were told as a child, and you definitely have to have a man tell you because that's exactly what women listen to as men. So I thought that was interesting. He's talking about the Judas, and of course, black women are constantly living out this whole, you know, crucifixion, modern day crucifixion, modern day lynchings by these males for not listening to him, of course, because just like he's telling you to watch who you let in your house, of course, he's not really saying gender so much as, and of course, he's not talking about himself. Now, see, when they tell you good things, they exclude themselves.
To like a traitor. Remember how Judas, they said Judas, he betrayed Jesus by a simple kiss, letting the Romans know this is the guy you're looking for, because they didn't know who was Jesus. So he said, I'll kiss him for simple pieces of shillings of silver. So that's why they use the word Judas, referring to a traitor, because he betrayed Jesus by a simple kiss, and that's how Jesus got killed, whatever. But yeah, when people get in your business, so when I say your house, I mean literally and figuratively, meaning your business, your presence, literally your house. People will come in your place all because you're being nice and destroy everything you got. Watch this. All right, watch this. I'm gonna give you a couple of stories, but let's start off with this one here. I don't know if a lot of y'all heard this story a long time ago. The story was told like this here. It was this black guy who was a highly respected supervisor manager at this job. And while he was a highly respectable manager at this job for many years, doing a great job, this new European guy got hired at the job. And when a European guy got hired at the job, he was so concerned about how did that black guy get that position of authority? How long he been here? And before you know it, he started trying to be in the black guy's business, trying to befriend him. Remember what I told you, title of the video, be careful who you let in your house, meaning your business, your structure, in your presence. But anyway, this European.
And really, he's really tapping on something I talked about: your presence, energy, assets, and knowledge. Peak. I talked about that during the pandemic. Black women don't listen, of course. There's so many women who don't listen. Protect your presence, energy, assets, and knowledge. And even a naked knows to think this way. It's just so interesting to me, and I don't hear women really talking on social media. I've been trying to watch a lot of stuff lately, like catch up on things on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, just like little video shorts or checking out different channels. Normally I don't have time to watch a lot of stuff, but I was just trying to scroll and see, like, there are women who are talking, but they sometimes are they're teaching things, but they're used very like religious, like they're heavy on the religious side, so they have that like that tinge of like um really not being that aware of what is really going on. They're just saying things because it's been told to them. So yeah, but I think this kind of introduces the video, and I mean I may play a couple more minutes of this, but I really want to keep moving. Let me see if I'm going to play a few more minutes of it. But I think you get why I'm doing this, and this is just an introduction to the topic that I'm going to talk about. Even a nigga has enough sense to say, "Careful who you let in your house." Well, when black women are paired with males, they don't think this way at all. Like they don't think about being careful. They just think he loves me. I want love. I want sex. I want attention. I want a romantic partner. And all the carefulness goes out of the window. And I've told women before that when a lot of these men are buying guns, supposedly your partners, your intimate partners, your niggas, your boo thing, your whatever, that gun is for you. Like, they're not buying the shit because they think somebody's gonna break in the house. Like, that's what they tell you. That's what they want you to believe. The guns are for you. One wrong move, your ass is gone. And this is a part of the idea that if men are not created to protect you, I don't give a fuck if you say they're created to protect you. Obviously, they're not. But if they're not protecting you, period, whether they were created to or not, then obviously you're better off alone. But this is the thing that women hate to think about. And women will do all kind of things to deny this reality or not build a reality that supports what I'm saying, like going against the grain. And I think that we're living in a time where, it's easy to point the finger and say all the men are crazy and they're no good, but I really think we're living in a time where women have lost their last fucking brain and mind, everything in their mental. I think women are really lost and mentally ill and mentally crazy right now for a lot of different reasons. And it just needs to be said. And you can't, I told y'all when I watch these other stupid videos, I can't post my thoughts on there because they're so sensitive of letting the truth get out or letting somebody like criticize the victim. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what I got to say. And I'm working towards creating the kind of consciousness and awareness for like-minded women who get it and who want to keep moving and developing in a really powerful and progressive way. This because you got to really be against a lot of this stuff. But anyway, let me see what else he says. I've listened to it a couple of times because I just thought it was interesting. I wish I could. Maybe I'll speed up the shit. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see.
Guy tried to befriend the guy. He said, "Hey man, yeah, this job here, I want to work alongside you." The guy giving this to do or that to do. But then on another day, he's trying to be overly friendly with this, always trying to chat with the guy, and then saying stuff to the guy, such stuff like this. "Hey man, I noticed, man, you run this whole operation here, man. I noticed everybody got a great deal of respect for you, man, here. This is a wonderful thing, man. How long you been working here?" The guy's like, "Yeah, man, well, I've been here about 19, 20 years, man. Of course they respect me because we got productivity get done out and we make sure we do a good job at it." He's, "Oh man, this is wonderful." And then next the guy's like, "Hey man, is that your Mercedes you got outside there? That's the such and such model, right?" He said, "Oh man, how long you had that car?" All in the guy business. Remember I told you, careful
Nosy.
who you allow in your house.
Nosy.
Yeah.
Too nosy.
A Judas.
Yeah.
Watch how this play out. So then the guy, I asked him about his car. Then he says to him, people will play a sucker to try to catch a sucker, so to speak. Try to play a fool, Then the guy asks him, he throws himself out there and say stuff like this. "Oh man, it'd be taking me about 45 minutes to get to work every day, man. How long?" Asking that same guy, "How long you live from the job, man? Do you live far, man? Because it'd be taking me about 45 minutes, man. It take me almost an hour sometimes." And the guy's like, man, I live about 25 minutes, half hour from here, not too far." And he said, "Wait, yeah, you do? Where about you live at?" And the guy tells him where he live. He goes, "Wow, that's a nice neighborhood where you live. Hey, man, why don't you invite me over for dinner one day, man?" And he asks to be invited over again and again and again.
He's actually showing more common sense and wisdom than most women out here right now. It seems simple. I know y'all get it, but like he's showing like how you assess a situation. Like a lot of times women are not assessing shit anymore. They go through it. They are naive. They think if they bring something good to the table, then something good is coming back to them. So he's just showing you this assessment process. And I'm just like, damn, you mean this little regular nigga that's standing outside of his garage is kicking more game than most women right now? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Again, to the point, he's damn near begging. Eventually, what does the
Finally, homemade Manjaro makes
the brother does. He eventually invites him over to the house. And when he invites him over to the house, next thing you know, the guys, remember the title of the video, careful who you allow in your house. When he invites him over to the house, as soon as he gets his house, he's like, "Oh man, this is really nice over here where you live." When he gets in his house, he's like, "Oh wow, these are really nice couches you got, man. I know this is a such and such style, man. This costs a lot of money. Oh man, you got the finished basement, you got this. Oh, this is nice. Oh wow, you having shrimp and lobster, man. You must be doing real good at the job. You must be really doing exceptionally well. And your wife drives a such and such type of car. Oh man, y'all got this in them, you got a pool in the back." He's assessing everything. Before you know it, that guy, the following week while they're at the job, he threw that brother up under the bus for some minuscule things that was brought up. How and why, who knows? But one thing for sure, next you know, that brother got demoted on his job. And that European got promoted.
And how about black women getting demoted with their bodies? Like if this nigga can talk about what a nigga does to somebody with material possessions that's not even their physical self, why are black women sleeping about how many body count, the high body counts and the type of shit? As long as you're partnered with a man, it's supposed to be okay and it's right and it's safe and it's good, and because he says he's loved me and all the stupid shit. Like he's assessing something that women aren't even assessing about their fucking bodies.
You see what I'm saying? All because that guy let him get too close to him, get too friendly. That's another way of putting it. Be careful who you allow in your house. Be careful who you allow to get close to you, because you have people out here that's nothing but like that European guy, a damn Judas. He had no good intentions whatsoever, but to try really just jealousy and envy to see what this guy got. And he's like, I'm gonna do everything to destroy that. You see what I'm saying? Title of the video. Careful who you allow in your house. I actually had a buddy of mine. I ain't gonna mention his name, but he knowing if he watched this video, he'll watch it eventually. And this exact thing happened to him when he got transferred on his job down to a whole nother state. Now he been on his job like 15 years, but for the last 6 years, he was promoted to supervisor position. And for 6 years in a row, he was doing nothing but a great job. He got letters of recommendation. I mean, he got letters of accommodation from different clients. Different customers would call the job. They would call corporate. They was writing letters and emails saying what a great job he was doing. Guy was doing his job. He was on his A game, getting nothing but accommodations constantly. But what happened? Just like that last story I told you, a new management came in. When the new management came in, they didn't like how people liked them. It was like that saying when they go, I don't like that people like you. You know what I'm saying? So they become a Judas. And then when they pulled up his record, they found out the neighborhood where he lived. They said, oh, he lived in that neighborhood? And when I told my buddy this story of the last story, he thought he had told me his story, which he did not. He said, yo, man, that's exactly what happened to me. He said one day, what a coincidence. He said he was outside cutting the grass, and he seen 4 company cars back to back ride down his street. And they all seen him cutting the grass. And he said the following week when he went to work, you know what they told him? Brought him in the office. They said they had to restructure everything at the job, and they noticed he didn't have a college degree. And they told him, in order to keep this position, you have to go to college or go and get your degree. We'll hold your position for you. Other than that, we're gonna have to let you finish the year out, the fiscal year out. We're gonna have to let you go unless you get a college degree. Of course, he ain't going back to college or whatever. And see how they did him? They was the Judas. Remember Judas? It's another way of saying a traitor or a jealous, envious person doing nothing but I'm gonna destroy everything you got. So be careful who you allow in your house. And I mean, like my wife asked earlier, do I mean literally or figuratively? I mean both. Your business, your presence, your house, you know, your status, your ideals. People will do everything to destroy that. But you think that's something? Watch this. I'm gonna give you a historical one. Christopher Columbus. Do you know the real story? He never landed in America.
Okay.
He's like, why are they so nice to us? They giving us diamonds and rubies. They don't even see books and research this stuff to find it. You find out is that he is the biggest liar of all liars of all time. Talking about he discovered America. You ain't discovered nothing. He's one of the great.
Okay, I'm skipping.
Yo, I remember one of our neighbors that lived upstairs from us. This dude used to come down in our apartment,
Okay, this is the last one. I want y'all to see this.
chat with me about last night's game or whatever entertainment. But then while he talked to me, his eyes was always roaming, always looking around in our apartment, right? And he would assess what we got. And later he would leave. And later that day or later that week, he would come down asking to borrow what he's seen on the countertops. Oh, yo, man. Yeah, I remember the time you had just went shopping. You bought a thing of Q-tips. I swear the Joker came downstairs the later that week. Was like, yo, man, you got any extra Q-tips or something? Oh, yo, man. Yeah, I remember his eyes was always roaming, always looking around in our apartment, right? And he would assess what we got.
That shit deserves to be slowed down. Hold on.
And our last week's rent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember one of our neighbors that lived upstairs from us. This dude used to come down in our apartment, chat with me about last night's game or whatever entertainment. But then while he talked to me, his eyes was always roaming, always looking around in our apartment, right? And he would assess what we got. And later he would leave. And later that day or later that week, he would come down asking to borrow what he seen on the countertops.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video at that point and just tell y'all why. Look, now for me, this dude is showing you the video. He's showing you the material, the external reason why you should watch who you allow in your house. But I want to talk about the spiritual and the psychological about watching who you allow in your house. And a lot of women are under the impression that when you are paired with someone that you should not have to watch who you allow in your house. So that's just not the case. So I'm sorry, I need to close this off. Let me get rid of this. All right. All right. So I experienced some amazing things lately in my life, and I I have to think about the power of living alone as part of the reason for some of the amazing things that have happened to me, and some of the things that I've learned. Some of the stuff some things but you don't have anybody to verify. Well, I want to talk about that in the private life right now. It's 3:14. My live is scheduled to start at 3:15. So all I can say is, if you want to hear more about about why living alone is so powerful, a lot of things we need to have conversations about these things. One, because a lot of women, your instincts and your intuition may tell you something is right, but because society says do something different or do the same thing that everybody else is doing in society, you tend to not pay your intuition any attention, and that's not good, and that's not okay. And then a lot of women sometimes, they might live alone and they feel like, well, I need to fill the space up with somebody. I got to have somebody here with me. And I'm not saying that women should live alone and suffer or be miserable or miss out on opportunities to be in relationships. But I do think that it's not, of course, mainstream conversation in, I would say, most countries to talk about being living alone. So you can be dating, and this is one of my favorite things. And so, yeah, but there's a power to living alone that women are missing out on. And even if you live alone, you're still missing out on it. because women are responsible for building and creating the best life for ourselves. You're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for your life. And to leave everything up to men is not realistic, it's not healthy, and it's not getting women anywhere. So that's why I want us to talk about this. It seems like it's something that a lot of women, they just say, I live alone and I love it, but they don't go any further. And I want to go further. I want to also tell you about my personal experiences in this area. And yeah, let's move it. Let's go. Let's move the live over to Patreon. I'll see you all there in a minute. I'm getting over a cold. I've had a cold for over a week now, and so it will be some water drinking going on during this live, I tell you. So anyway, see you soon, and just get your mind focused, because I'm ready to get hyped up. Like, I don't care about the cold or the sound of my voice or anything. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'll see you soon. Black women forever, and I'm out.